Shalom, shalom, alaikum. Hey y'all, it's KBC, King BritneyChanel. A king is a descendant and a ruler of a divine race. That divine people is the people, Yasharah, and you are on my King BritneyChanel channel. You already know. So, y'all know Mother has been going back and forth between her 3 channels. I have 3 different channels. If you are not aware, where I do homemaking on Say BritneyChanel, Mocha Modesty, where I do I talk about modesty lifestyle, and my culture and all of that other stuff. And then on this channel, King BritneyChanel, I talk about pop culture and give my commentary on it. So we're gonna get into the honey for the tea, and I'm gonna give my views on the news. And in today's news that's circulating around social media, we're gonna be talking about Fresh and Fit and their demonetization, okay?
I already know it's your girl, Britney Chanel.
Now, y'all, I don't cheer on for people's downfall, but I do talk about judgment, and I always talk about righteous judgment on this channel. Y'all know I've been talking about the Most High on this channel for the longest time. And, you know, the first prophetic warning that I gave was about Kevin Samuels and those dudes in the manosphere. I told y'all that it was going to come down the pipeline, and Kevin Samuels was sure enough. He kept on spewing out them word curses, talking about women was going to go on alone. And what happened to him? He went on with no family members in sight, with some stranger. So basically, the words that he spoke, he ended up reaping what he sowed with that, right? So now we have, from that same manospheric doctrine, that same red pill doctrine, we have Fresh and Fit. I've been telling you them dudes was problematic on this channel, y'all. I've been telling y'all that. Back when they was talking about they don't do Shaquishas, LaQuisha, whatever the Shaniquas, whatever. That's the stereotypical names that people call melanated women, because and it just shows you the self hatred behind it, because our names was never basic names. And I'm not, no shade to people who have basic names, but generally in our culture, our names meant things, right? Names, when the Most High names you prophetically, you go forth into what your name means. That's why it's very important on what names that you give your children. But in this culture that is so much that has indoctrinated, especially melanated men, into believing that everything that is them is negative, that they need to go against the grain and get into Eurocentric ideology, they don't see it that way. So making fun of names like Shaquisha or Laquita, whatever, these people, they have issues, okay? They have issues. Now, I'm about, Afrocentric names, Yasharelite names. My mom, before she even found out that, she was a Yasharelite, I already had a Yasharelite name, so it was straight. You know what I'm saying? So it was just the transition. The Most High just had his hand on me the whole way before I was even born, honey. He was making sure that what he wanted to go for. But our names and even African culture have been very important. So I was so offended by that when he did that. The dude Myron made those statements and then made the comment sitting right across from the dark skinned dude talking about they don't do night riders. And it's just melanated women. Y'all don't need to be offended by these comments anymore, because I'm gonna tell y'all today, the Most High is taking out these wicked dudes. There will be no rest for the wicked, and he's taking out these wicked dudes. You're gonna see them fall one by one, one by one, one by one. You're gonna see them fall. It's in the Torah. It's in the Bible. Okay. So even if these men, they talk about they traditional and all that, get traditionally in that Bible. Because if you get traditionally in that Bible, the Most High said these men, I'm gonna put the scripture up. They talk about the wickedness of women, but the Most High said he's not going to really get into those women. He's going to deal with them, because men are in a position of leadership. It's just what it is. I don't make the rules. I didn't put y'all in a position of leadership. That is a position that the Most High, and I'm talking about people of our culture, okay? I'm talking about people in our culture, okay? I'm not talking about what the Gentiles and other nations of people was doing, but let me get it straight, okay? If you are Negro, if you are Afro-Asiatic, if you are from the continent of Africa, you clearly know that we did not live like how these people were living. So they have taught people to dislike how our culture is. It was never a situation or a power struggle between the man and the woman, because the man always respected the woman in our culture. That's facts. This new stuff is Eurocentric ideology of where the woman, you got to have your foot on the woman's neck and all that other stuff, where to feel like you're dominant in a male. That's not Afrocentric culture. It never, because our women have always been in positions of power and things right alongside their men. So I knew when I seen the culture going left, where you had women downplaying the role of men, and you had men just downplaying. I'm talking about, you got dudes making videos talking about women ain't nothing good for but for recreational use, and just use these women. I told y'all, all this toxic activity, the Most High was not going to play with these people, especially not about his daughters. Listen, ladies, I'm not talking about, women. I'm not talking about every other group of women or every other nation of women. I'm talking about specifically my people, okay? Our women have been the least protected and the most neglected, and it's so easy for people to always, like, you could tell the cowardice because they always come for our women first, right? So that's what you've seen with Fresh and Fit. You're seeing how they started when Asian Doll is a deeper complexion. You're seeing that fiasco with that. You've seen them with these negative comments time and time again, and then you've seen them just with now I'm talking about all women. This stereotype of the what I want to call it, the bimbo type of woman, the woman that is not smart, the woman that is just a stereotype. You know how they had those stereotypes about women where, girls just want to have fun, those type of women where it's no edifying or uplifting conversation, because that feeds the ego of other men who have low self-esteem, where they don't really want women to be intellectual beings. They don't really want women to ascend into their higher role in society, because that bothers them in their low self-esteem. So that seeing those type of women that they could feel smarter or better than boosts their self-esteem. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? This is what has been going on when you see this manospheric content. And I've been telling y'all, the Most High is not playing with these people. You're going to see these dudes that have been putting out these word curses. And I see a lot of them quiet in the Yasharelite community. The ones that was making videos about Kevin Samuels, they quiet now because they see the Most High making his rounds. Yes, he's making his rounds. They quiet about that now. Before they was just the Most High, don't worry, he gonna get to you too. He's gonna make his rounds to you too. He ain't leaving nobody out when it comes to the people who have came personally for his daughters. When Abraham did not take Sarah properly, and he was about to give Sarah to another man, and that wasn't the will of the Most High, what did the Most High do? And he came to that king and said, you mess with her, you gonna have problems. You lie with her, and that's my son's wife, we gonna have a problem. And then that's when the man came stepping to Abraham telling me, why didn't you tell me this was your wife? So the Most High has always had high energy to protect his daughters. Like, I don't know what in the loony bin goes on with these men, where they think that they could bash their own culture. They could bash their own women. Then they got so out of hand, Fresh and Fit, they started getting into the other folks, calling Asian folks names. They was over there calling other Euro people names. They started calling that community that we shall not name, calling them names. And I said, oh, they out of hand today. But this is what I'm saying. It's a slippery slope. People that want to get out of line, they always start with melanated women first, because they cowardice. Because they know we don't really have people that speak up for us oftentimes. We do have, however, the protection of the Most High, because the Most High is fed up. He's done. They always talk about the prophecy in the Torah about how to push polygyny doctrine, to talk about that 7 women to 1 man, because they want to push polygyny, not realizing y'all wicked behinds is going to be taken out. Where's the men? If it's 7 women to 1 man, then that means that the wicked men have been taken out. So all that sitting around in that Grecian type of culture y'all like to get into, that's not Afro-Asiatic culture. And when I say that, I have to say that because back in their time, when you think about Sparta and 300, most of those, from that culture, they would hype themselves up by getting into warfare with their male lovers. Okay, so this is what they do. They sit around together and they spend way too much masculine time together, and they sit around with this hate toward melanated women, and then the hate transferred over to, it ain't even just a hate about the melanated woman. It's just they don't like who they are as melanated men either. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to say, it's easy when you a coward to go against your woman because you know the protection is not there, and you're supposed to be the physical protection that's there. It's easy to do that when you ain't gonna, when you know you really don't want to go against the people that put you in the position in the first place. So that's what they do. They don't want to address their issues. They don't want to address getting counseling. They don't want to address that they got to do the work to ascend to a higher place of being, right? When you with the Most High make you go through trial and tribulations to prove yourself and to become stronger spiritually, physically, to be fortified, right? They don't want to do none of that. All they want to do is back to the garden mode. That woman, the woman, the woman, the woman, the woman, the woman. The woman don't got nothing to do with you, that you got your behind up there fresh and fit. You got your tail up there and was with a y'all, when I seen Buddy the guy Myron, which I don't understand how, like I said, the melanated, well, I do understand how the melanated dude allowed him to get up there with a braided wig and started making ape noises. That's how you knew. But I already knew, being that dude Myron looked like he have a certain type of background. I'm not gonna name what it is, but it's not our people. I don't know why people, I don't use the word so-called black, because it doesn't denote real origin, right? And you could be melanated, but you could be Asian. You could be melanated, but you could be other races of people. They just don't like to tell you that. But all, it's like, just like all so-called white people are not the same background. It's just like all melanated people are not the same people either. So to me, he was given, like, he could be Myron could be a Ishmaelite, kind of like Arabic. And this is something that I've seen from people in that culture before, having this negativity toward people that have like an African or Negroid type of background, like a kind of where they kind of hate. You know what I'm saying? Not all people, but I've seen that from that background before. Like when you see stuff that goes on over there, like when you look up what's going on over there, like stuff like Libya, all of that other stuff that goes on over there. Like I've seen that before. But there's also people who are good people, you know what I'm saying? But it's just the simple fact of the matter that I already knew it was going to be something with him, because he's made these problematic statements before, like Knight Rider and all this stuff like that about melanated women. And it's just like, it's going to be a time, y'all, in the world where everybody is going to know the true beauty of the chosen people. Right? They're going to know the true beauty of that melanin, because the world is heating up, as you can see. So that melanin going to come real in handy for survival purposes and everything else, because the world is doing a whole reset. It's doing a whole reset. So we're going to see, we just going to see, I'm going to just say that, but the world is going to know the beauty of the children of the Most High Yah. I'm going to just say that. They're going to see the beauty, that it was us that he chose. They're going to see the beauty of that woolly hair. When they try to call you all kind of names for having that woolly hair, when they try to call you all kind of names for having that melanated skin, that ruddy skin, that beautiful complected skin. And I don't know, like, I'm not going to get into that this way, but y'all don't mess up y'all complexion with all this stuff they want y'all to get into, like bleaches and covering up your body with marks and stuff like that. Let your complexion just show. Like, I love to see radiant melanin. But it just, you could tell Buddy that was sitting right across from Myron had low self-esteem when he let him put that braid wig on to symbolize the Abba and Preach show host and all that. When he sat there and allowed him to put that wig on and make them noises, what's problematic is when Buddy went on Rumble, Myron went on Rumble, and he put on that mask. Y'all know what 3-letter community we talking about. The same people that been a problem to our people from the day one. Okay? When he put that mask on and started acting like that, y'all need to realize this is why we don't need to collectively be trying to get together with all types of folks. If they're not showing love, if they have not done nothing for the people, then we're not putting our neck out on the line for people anymore. We're not going to battle for people anymore. He had the nerve to even talk about a warrior gene. Y'all gotta just, it's like, I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be a separation of the melanated folks that we don't want to be bothered with folks and the stuff they got going on. And anybody that it's time to start checking anybody that's come out of line. All them people that was on that thing, that Buddy was sitting there on Rumble, from the guy that was the Asian guy that was sitting up there laughing like all that was cute, the other dudes that was sitting up there laughing that was non-melanated, and homegirl, you seen her what's her name, the non-melanated lady, Pearl or whoever, who slid herself off to the side. All of them folks y'all need to stop supporting, if y'all are supporting those folks. Because you thought it was cute to sit up there while Buddy was spewing all kind of foo-la-la about different groups of people on this here internet. And this need to be a warning for, first of all, this need to be a warning for men in general, but I'm going to get specific. This needs to be a warning for melanated Negro men who sit up here and they spew out all of this toxicity toward the women that's causing men, the young men in the younger generation to come up to have such lust issues, to be dealing with hate issues against women. And if they go forward and do what they do against women, where they taking out women, the blood is going to be on your hands on the day of judgment. The Most High, when he come for you, it ain't going to be, oh, it was such and such and such. He going to be dealing with your wickedness and the wickedness of your heart. The same way, supposedly, Kevin Samuels, they said, heart, stop. He ain't gonna be the only one getting up out of here. I'm telling you that. I'm telling y'all that now. The Most High is not mocked. He's not playing about his daughters the same way he ain't play about Dina, the same way he didn't play about Sarah, the same way when the men of our people, they was messing with the foreign women. They was messing, all of the stuff that they do today, ladies, do not be mistaken. They've been doing this for a long time now. And the Most High, his heart is, I'm going to tell you, he's not tolerating their wickedness. I'm going to say that. His heart is not for their wickedness. I'm going to tell you that now. They've been doing that. The Most High took out many of our people for the same foolishness that they're getting into today. And they think they're going to keep on recreating this same level of wickedness, and it's going to be a goal. They will not see the kingdom doing all this wickedness. They're not going to see the kingdom promoting fornication. They're not going to see the kingdom promoting lasciviousness. They're not going to see the kingdom when you I don't even care. And I'm going to get to these women that's putting these videos out against the men. The Most High want his sons and daughters to marry and be together and to go forth and multiply and be plentiful, fruitful, right? These people that's getting into that back and forth, where they want a war, a power struggle, it's not gonna go. It's not gonna be well with them, and you're gonna start to see, because what is breeding is men are gonna be lovers of themselves, covetous. That's why you see they was jealous of Kevin Samuels, but they wanted to be Kevin Samuels. They wanted, you see, that's why they still continue to perpetrate the same thing. And when you seen Buddy up there crying, the Most High destroyed what you loved, and he destroyed the wickedness of what you love. He took the money away. So now you want to spew that, you got to do it for free. That's how you crush somebody right there. You're not going to profit off of wickedness. It always is a day where that comes full circle and comes to an end, darling. So that's, my thoughts about that. I don't really have too much more to say. All I'm going to tell y'all is watch and see them fall one by one. I already told y'all before that you was going to see that manosphere getting cleared out. And they ain't going to be the only ones. They reap what they sowed. They tried to go around and they tried to put those, because I watched the lead attorney where he talked about how they tried to put all these false copyright strikes on people's channels and was sending all these notices. And you're not supposed to be doing that on YouTube, because YouTube could take you out for that. And they was doing all that because they wanted to have other men be demonetized. That's what they wished in their heart for the other content creators that were men. They wished in their heart that they took them out monetary wise, and that's what their portion was. You notice that, right? The Most High, honey, you could do all that wickedness. The hole that you dig for somebody else, the law is that you have to fall in that hole if you dig a pit for somebody else.